It is the Savage Nation on the 5th of July in the year of our Lord 2018. I just do that to offend people. And we have a lot of important topics. Mueller haven't talked about. Why hasn't money been cut off for the Mueller investigation? When can he be stopped? What about the appointment of Bill Shine from Fox News as Deputy Chief of Staff to the President? And the man I turn to for his opinion on this is Larry Klayman, who's done such great work over the years. Larry, welcome to the Savage Nation from Judicial Watch. Welcome to the program.
How have you been?
How have I been? Me? That's a big question. It depends upon what I ate the meal before, the weather, the family relationships, whether I have a migraine. So, Larry, you're still fighting the good fight. You're out there, and I know that you're vehemently. Am I wrong in saying that you don't like the appointment? I mean, Bill Shine's in there, right?
Well, they rushed to do that because I came out on Friday, and so did some other conservatives. Not Friday, but Tuesday, losing track of time, Mike, and pointed out to the president this isn't a good choice. I mean, Shine has been alleged to have been part of a cover-up with a woman, Lori Loon, who alleges that she was sexually harassed by Roger Ailes and forcibly detained in a hotel room while they were getting her a psychiatrist to keep her under control and keep her quiet. This needs to be investigated. It needs to be investigated by the authorities.
But, Larry, wait. Trump names former Fox exec Bill Shine to White. He's been named already. He's in there. So what's the good of let me ask you this. You've been supporting Trump from the beginning, right? You never were an anti-Trumper, were you?
Never. No, I love the guy. I think he's doing a great job.
All right, so you're not like the other Johnny-come-latelys like Sean Hannity, who was iffy on Donald Trump and then suddenly licked his boots.
Right. And I tell it straight up. I mean, so do you, Mike. That's why I admire you so much.
Well, I've been with Trump from the beginning, and he knows who is and who isn't. He knows all the phonies now will make believe they love him, or stabbing him in the back, or backing other candidates. But putting that aside, why would he listen to Rasputin, who whispered in his ear and told him to take Shine? What's the benefit to the president to do that?
I think he may be preoccupied with Iran, North Korea, illegal immigration, and thinks that maybe this will solidify his relationship with Fox News. He doesn't need this to solidify anything with Fox News. And what's really, I think, unfortunate here, the president just a few minutes ago fired Scott Pruitt, head of the EPA.
Yep.
Alleged unethical acts. Now, what Shine is alleged to have done is far worse than anything Pruitt did. So it's not too late for the president to do the right thing. He doesn't need this aggravation, Michael, at a time that he's appointing the Supreme Court justice and dealing with Iran and North Korea and illegal immigration and all the other issues. I mean,
well, I think, look, let me say this, Larry. The reason I decided that you should be on the show, even though I saw the article and it was a fait accompli, that Bill Shine was already appointed as communications director. I know you oppose him, but I don't quite know why. What's the main reason that you didn't want Shine in there?
Because I really care about the president and I want him to do the right thing. I don't want him to self-destruct with someone like that. He doesn't need that. He can get somebody else. The other thing is I had difficulty with Ailes when I was at Judicial Watch and later when I ran for the Senate. I had a client, one of the Clinton women who came forward who were smeared, and Ailes got into an issue with her. And Ailes has a tendency to be two-faced. He did, vindictive. He got rid of Matt Drudge. I don't know how many times you've been on Fox, over the years, but you should be.
Oh, no. I'm banned by, I know it's from Sean Hannity. I've been told that from many different hosts have wanted me on, and he's yet to deny it. He's yet to deny it. Why am I a threat to Sean Hannity on Fox News? I'll never understand. But it doesn't matter to me. The man is showing his true colors. So now this same guy who has a vendetta against so many conservatives is now advising the president on who should be communications director?
Well, this is frightening. And why does Sean Hannity have something for you? Because you're smarter than Sean Hannity, Michael. And that's one of the reasons why he doesn't want competition on his show or the other shows. And some of the things that Hannity says are fine, but the reality is you shouldn't insert Bill Shine into the White House when he's alleged to be part of a cover-up of sexual harassment and forcibly putting someone under house arrest and getting them a psychiatrist so they won't spill the goods on Ailes. I mean, it's like having the ghost of Roger Ailes in the White House. You don't want that.
So I think what you're saying, Larry, you're saying you're afraid that Shine's murky past may come back to contaminate the presidency.
That's right. And I think this president has the potential to be an even greater president than Ronald Reagan. Like you and I, he says it straight up. I haven't seen a president in my lifetime do that about
Right.
bias and prejudice with judges and, other things that concern me. And I want him to be protected. I'm trying to protect him from some bad advice like he's gotten, frankly, in the Mueller investigation. He's been led down the primrose path, and it may not work.
Oh, no, let's talk about the Mueller thing, because I thought he was being misadvised by Rudy Giuliani, who was saying he should testify. That would be the greatest mistake he could ever make. You agree or disagree?
Well, I agree, but I also think that Rudy, and he's a nice guy, I know him, but he's in it for himself. He's in it for the publicity, right?
Wow.
And he said certain things on TV, violating attorney-client confidence and this and that created issues. And you don't need people like that creating issues any more than you need Bill Shine creating issues as deputy chief of staff.
So wait, so the average listener out there doesn't know Shine from Shinola. They never heard of him.
Yeah.
So now he's deputy chief of staff for communications. Now that job was held by Hope Hicks. Did you know Hope?
I didn't know her. I knew of her, and I thought it was very unfortunate that she left. But I mean, get somebody in there who doesn't have this kind of taint. To the best of my knowledge, I may be wrong, Shine has never denied these allegations that I've seen. And they need to be investigated by the Manhattan District Attorney, by the U.S. Attorney. Doesn't mean that he did anything wrong, but the president should have deferred and not put him in place until a full investigation was done. And he can still do that. Having just fired Scott Pruitt, he obviously has the ability, as he did on The Apprentice, to take strong action, and he should just put this on hold for the time being. Doesn't make sense.
But he didn't. Here's the thing, Larry. He didn't. He already he rushed him in there. There's no approval necessary, right, for a White House job like this?
There isn't, and I'm not so sure that it wasn't done, on the cuff, that he was fully advised of what's been going on. He's been busy. He's doing a rally in Montana today. And the same thing with his lawyers, Michael, is that he takes advice from them and he keeps hearing that everything's going to be okay, this is going to go away. It's not going away. It's getting worse. Just today.
Okay, now this is the meat of this discussion. Let's forget Shine for 1 minute. Mueller. Mueller just hired new prosecutors. Where is he getting this unlimited budget from, Larry?
He's getting it from Jeff Sessions, who's put his head in the sand, and I'll tell you why, and you probably have said the same thing. Sessions is under investigation for alleged Russian collusion, obstruction of justice. He didn't tell the truth in front of the Senate when he was confirmed. It was a benign lie, but he still lied. And he's worried about that he didn't meet with the Russian ambassador in his office. And he's burying his head because he feels vulnerable towards Mueller himself. So he's given Rosenstein.
Oh my God!
Ring.
Wow, this is like a circular nightmare. It's like a spiral at what I'm hearing from you. Now, Larry, you run Judicial Watch. Everyone knows what a great job you've done. How many years now have you been running that place, that organization?
I don't run it anymore. When I left to run for the Senate, I then started Freedom Watch. You can find that at freedomwatchusa.org. But everybody still thinks I'm running it.
Oh, no, that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah, Judicial Watch does mostly document requests these days. I'm doing hard-hitting litigation as I did at Judicial Watch.
Oh, you do litigation now for the conservative side.
Right. Yeah, I'm a litigator of 40 years. I'm a former prosecutor myself. And
you know that many years ago, Larry, in 2000, I started in radio in 94. Do you remember in the early 90s, I used to hold the compassionate conservative events, and you were on stage. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, that was great, Michael. It was your Triumph and Friam events, I remember.
No, we actually we were way ahead of the curve with regard to these wonderful patriotic events. We had wonderful times. But I remember you speaking, Larry, and you're still at it? How come you haven't retired yet like everybody else?
Well, I love what I do, and I love the country like you do. And somebody's got to do it. Look, Mike, nothing's going to happen on Capitol Hill with regard to Hillary Clinton, Comey, the rest of them, or Mueller for that matter. Nothing's going to happen, frankly, in the executive branch because the president's getting bad advice. He could have ordered release of all the documents to Congress about the illegal spying on him. And somebody needs to do it. And when you have time, I'd like to discuss our concept of citizens' grand juries because that's legal. You can actually have citizens' grand juries. You can indict, you can try, you can convict, you can sentence. You can even do citizens' arrests peacefully and legally. But
wow.
Needs to put their foot down here. In fact, Justice Scalia, in 1992, in a case, United States versus Williams, said the grand jury doesn't belong to any of the three branches of government. It belongs to the American people. So this is kind of stuff I'm doing. Documents are fine, but it's like cards. You can have cards, but you got to lay money on the table. And that's what I'm trying to do at Freedom Watch.
Larry, let me ask you this. Everyone wants to know this, and I know it's been forgotten since this business with the children on the border, which is a trumped-up deal. The left did the very same thing under Obama. They've already forgotten the whole Mueller investigation, but Mueller hasn't forgotten the Mueller investigation. In fact, he hired new prosecutors. Do you think that Mueller will have the power and eventually the evidence to indict President Trump on anything?
I don't think that he will be indicted because legally that's far out, right now. But what he's going to do is issue a report right before the midterms. It's going to be scathing. It's going to trigger an impeachment in the House if the Democrats take control. Who knows with some of these disloyal Republican establishment types, they might even go along even if the Democrats don't take control.
Wow.
It's going to grind our country to a halt, and that's why I've been doing what I can, and people can find it on our website at freedomwatchusa.org, a petition to have me appointed special counsel, because I'll deal with Hillary, I'll deal with Comey, I'll deal with Mueller too. Or we also have lawsuits to try to have Mueller removed. We have a case. This is a document case.
No, that's an interesting concept. Why can't Mueller be removed and another special prosecutor be installed?
This is why I say the president is getting bad advice. He should be filing a petition for writ of mandamus with the Supreme Court saying Mueller has exceeded his authority.
Right, that's what I've been asking. This guy seems like he can do anything he wants, and I don't believe the law permits that.
It doesn't. And Manafort, whether he's guilty or not, I mean, the poor guy, now he's turned in solitary and everything else. Mueller never had authority to go after Mueller, to go after Manafort. He didn't have authority to go over to Rick Gates, Manafort's partner. He doesn't have authority to go after Roger Stone if it's something other than Russian collusion. He's about ready to indict Roger on that and others. So basically, the guy's out of control. I think a witch hunt, Michael, is a mild way of putting it. He's on a G. That's what he is.
Well, I have felt for a long while that any prosecutor who becomes rogue like this is a danger to everyone in America. It means anybody can be hauled in on any charge, and they can indict you for something you didn't even do if they wanted to do it. The old adage, if the FBI wants to get you, they can indict a ham sandwich. It seems to me that Mueller is indicting more than ham sandwiches.
Well, that's right. And I'll tell you something. I was a prosecutor when I was a young lawyer for the Justice Department. I helped break up AT&T in the antitrust division. If I had to do it today, I would be a criminal defense lawyer because I don't believe a word the government says. Not a word. It started
speaking with Larry Klayman of freedomwatch.org. Larry, stay with us if you don't mind. I'm sure that I and others would like to ask you a couple of questions. We're talking about mainly now the Mueller investigation, which people have forgotten, but it's something Mueller hasn't forgotten. And I'm a little concerned that by the time the midterms come around, Mueller's going to come rolling out like a tornado. I'll be right back. So let's go back to the Mueller investigation, because the issue of Schein is a done deal. He's there. Trump's not going to get rid of him, right?
Well, I'm not so sure of that. Just like he got rid of Pruitt today, he may get rid of Schein. Maybe he'll, put him in the back room or something where he can't do any harm. But you don't want somebody like that. Look, the president, Michael, is not anti-female rights, women's rights, but he's going to be tarred with this, and it's going to be terrible. I think the fact that they rushed to appoint him today will actually create more interest in the media about who Bill Schein is and why this is not a good idea for the president.
Yeah, why would they sneak him in like this without any fanfare, like on a July 4th, in a dead zone?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They're sneaking him in. Maybe, and you hit the point earlier, maybe the president feels that he has to do this to keep Hannity's support. Maybe that's the reason, because Schein and Hannity are joined at the hip. This is one of his best friends. So that may be...
Wait a minute, where's Hannity going to go? Who's he going to support? Ted Cruz?
No, he can't really support. It's a good point, because his ratings are boosted because of the positions that he's been taking supporting.
Yeah, but Hannity didn't support Trump for the whole year he was running. He was iffy at that. He didn't support Trump for a year straight. Am I wrong on that?
You're right. Hannity is a fair-weather friend, okay? My client, Klayman Bundy, they were covering the standoff in Nevada for a long time. He used one politically incorrect word. He ran away. Judge Moore down in Alabama, Hannity ran away from him. Hannity won't have Sheriff Arpaio on anymore. This guy.
All right, so he's an opportunist. What's new in the media? And he pretends he's Mr. Good American. I get it. All right, so we're talking about Mueller. We're talking about the appointment of Schein with Larry Klayman. Larry, give us the name of your organization one last time.
FreedomWatchUSA.org is the website. I hope people will join our Freedom Watch Justice League.
Thank you so much. I'll be right back on the Savage Nation.